Thanks for tuning in. You're listening to Propaganda with Mick and Jacob. So, Uber has announced nationwide and global expansion of their women only rides program. Now, this isn't new news. They announced this back in the summer of 2024 that they would be featuring a new option that when you select an Uber ride, you can select, I want my driver to be a woman. Or when you're a driver, you can select, I only want to pick up women. So this isn't new, but it's made the news cycle this week because they've expanded it nationally within the US and globally. Back in 2024, it was only in the United States, and it really only seemed to be select places, but it's sounding like it's going to be the standard now. So yeah, now, great. Women can pick up only women. They can have their little kumbaya moment. The only problem is we don't know what a woman is. Anyone can just claim
you could
to
ask
be one.
for a woman, you could ask for a female driver, and a dude shows up.
Right.
Which, like, if you're in a city, which that's the most places people use Ubers, like, you don't really use Ubers randomly outside the city. When you use an Uber and you're in a crazy left-wing city, you could say, yeah, I'd like to ride with only women. And then you get in the car,
Right.
and it's this dude who looks like a woman. You know, It's like, well, okay. Well, and then also, this is kind of just like a side note I just thought of. If you were a creep or wanted to kidnap people or wanted to ease your targets, can't you as a driver just select, I only want to pick up women? Mm-hmm. And then where does this lead to? How much can we filter, you know? Like, I only want to pick up single, young, vulnerable women, you know? And it's like,
right.
I know it's like a dramatic example, but honestly, it's I don't know. If you were a freak Uber driver, that would be like the move, honestly.
Right. Because I see this and I'm like, well, I guess that's great. I mean, sure, if you want to select who your driver is, I get it. But then I feel like this is also highlighting the problem. Because you're right, now a creep driver will be guaranteed to get what he wants. He'll be guaranteed to get a woman if he's trying to whatever, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And then in the modern day, we can't even define what a woman is. So when Uber comes out and they're like, all right, guys, you can select to only have a woman driver or only have, a woman passenger. Okay, so what qualifies as a woman then? Who is a woman? If anyone can claim to be a woman tomorrow, then is it really an exclusive group? Like, is it really protecting an exclusive group? No, because anyone can be part of that group.
Right, disqualifying factors.
Right.
Yeah.
Because we can't even define what group we're trying to protect. You know what I mean? Like, it's just stupid. Any trans man, or let's just say a creep is taking advantage of the trans woke ideology where, yeah, you can be a woman the next day if you feel like it.
Right.
Then, yeah, he can just select, I am a woman, actually. I'm a woman, and I only want to pick up women. Or I'm a trans creep dude, and I just want to ride with women. And then what about non-binaries? Aren't they part of, what category are they part of then? You know what I mean?
Yeah, in between. There's like a gender scale, and you can like slide back and forth.
Right.
Okay, well, here's my thing too, is you're right. They're not going to say, no, you're not a woman. It could be a creepy dude that just says, yep, I'm a woman today. And then boom, all of his targets, you know, he has easy access to women.
Well, that's where I'm confused. It's like Uber says women can select other women, but then they also can't tell you you're not a woman.
Right.
So, again, how does it protect women then? If anyone can be a woman.
If everyone's a woman, no one is.
Right. Right.
Yeah. Here's my thing. This is actually like the man, woman, whatever. It doesn't matter. But this is actually a good idea. Because if you are a passenger and you just got in from a 6-hour flight, you're exhausted, you're ran down, you're tired, you're this and that. Could you filter and say, hey, I want a experienced old white male driver that can get me to my destination efficiently, quickly, safely, no chit chat, no loud music, no smelly drugs.
Oh boy.
Like, hold up, this is for the customer experience, you know?
Right.
And if you're an Uber rider, can you put a filter on what you want your driver to be? And then again, they would say in that instance, that's terrible, right? That's racist. That's evil. How dare you? But this is not that far from saying, oh, I want my driver to be gay. I want my driver to be black because I only feel safe with other black people. You know, oh, I
Yeah.
want my driver to only speak Spanish because I only speak Spanish. You know, and then
Right.
like that's not that far from happening. I guarantee you that's what they're working on
No.
next. I guarantee you that's how they're rolling this out. Would it be so crazy to be like, yeah, this female Asian driver, oh, I know the stereotypes, but this female Asian driver, I don't want her driving me around at 2 a.m. when I just landed on my flight, you know? Like,
Yeah, totally. Or I've been in an Uber where we don't even speak the same language.
Yeah.
They can't understand what I'm trying to say.
it happens all the time because of
Why
who
can't
Uber
I
drivers
filter it
usually
to
are.
say, right, can we
Yeah.
speak the same language, please?
Right. The point I'm trying to make there is if you can just choose if you want your driver to be a female or not, or if you want your passengers to be female or not, then where does the line stop? Can we just keep going with like filtering your absolute,
Yeah,
you know,
right,
most
Right.
specific details about who you want to be driving you?
right. But yeah, that's so true, actually. I didn't even think about that. They probably will start rolling that out. And it'll probably be racist for white people to say they want other white people, but it'll be totally acceptable and fine for black people to say they only want black people. You know, it'll be some crazy stuff like that.
Right. I feel threatened.
then-
I feel insecure.
Right.
I feel vulnerable, you know?
Right. Right. Well, then I'm like, as a woman, the only thing worse than some creepy Uber driver man is some creepy Uber driver man that thinks he's a woman, that thinks he's just like me,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't want that either. Can I
Yeah.
filter that out? Like, I want a biological woman,
I
no
guess
in between, no.
maybe the point of it is when you select your Uber, your driver's randomized anyways, you know? So
Yeah.
this like helps scale it back and like filter who you want. Like, I guess maybe that's the pro of it. But again, like you're saying, if
Right.
there's creepos on there, that just gives them guaranteed customers, you know?
Right. If I'm running a trafficking ring, then this is like, this is perfect. This is
Right. Like Uber
giving
drivers,
me what I need.
Uber drivers can choose who they want to pick up, you know? They can choose what
Yeah.
jobs they want to do. But if this
Right.
guy, girl, tranny, whatever, freak, maybe it's just a dude who says he's a girl so he can pick up girls. If he just selects his to, I only want to pick up females, then automatically he has a way easier time sorting through who he wants to pick up, you know?
Right. Yeah.
And I know that's like I don't know. It's probably not often,
Well,
probably not as often as you think, but it's definitely a possibility, you know? Who knows?
I mean, it's just funny that Uber is trying to create this women only space, but we don't have that anymore. That's not allowed anymore because we have people that think they're this gender or that gender, or they don't even have a gender.
Yeah.
We don't even have our own public restrooms. What makes you think that Uber is going to be safe from that?
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. So, and also something that I don't get either is, when did we decide that women are innocent and like they're collectively not a threat? You know what I mean? Like I understand men are also violent and they're much more predatory than women are, much more violent. I get it. I totally get it. That doesn't mean women aren't.
Good point. We do assume in 2026, we do assume that no woman is ever capable of doing anything wrong or terrible or evil to you. When it's like,
Right.
yeah, there's terrible men out there, but there's also plenty of bad women out there, you know,
Absolutely.
that
Like
have
Jeffrey
ulterior
Epstein-
motives and bad desires and, you know.
Jeffrey
It's-
Epstein didn't run that ring alone, you know?
Yeah.
He wasn't by himself, and he didn't just hire men. So I think it's a little naive to think too that, okay, we're gonna just have the women drivers drive you around. Well, okay, there's some pretty bad ones too. Like, I
Right.
don't know if I want to highlight that I'm a woman alone to anybody, men
Yeah.
or women. Like,
You hear stories all the time of women, like a common tactic people use for kidnappings, you know, is they bring a woman with
Yeah.
and she acts like helpless and lost and confused, you know, and then gets your help as
Yeah.
as another female. And then
right.
guys pull back behind you and then just kidnap you, you know, or they loop around
Right.
in the car and grab you both, you know. It's like that happens. That's actually a fairly common tactic. Like,
Yeah, very common actually.
yeah.
it's becoming more popularized because of stuff like this, because we're saying, oh, it's just going to be all the women now. All the women can have their little space over here. Well, okay, then they'll send their women in there. And because we're so naive to think that because girlhood, because we can trust each other, nothing
And
bad will happen. We'll never do anything to each other.
the lie that feminism brings is that men and women are exactly the same. And men and women are not exactly the same. We are
Yeah.
better and worse at different things. We're designed differently. We have different things we're good at. That's kind of the flaw that feminism brings. But this point of being able to choose your own female driver, your female passengers, that's kind of proves the point. It's like, okay, well, if women are the exact same as men, why does it matter if they can't or cannot ride with men? If men are the exact same as women, why does it matter? Why don't men have an option then to choose male-only drivers, to choose male-only passengers, you know? Like,
Or I'll take it a step further. If there's no gender, if that's just a social construct,
true,
why even bother?
right. Why bother putting it at all for preferred, you know?
Right. Yeah, I mean, I dug into a little bit more because I'm like, yeah, first, why are we even assuming that the women are the perfectly safe group of people to begin with? You know, I just, I don't know why we all just assume that. And globally, women make up about a third of the human trafficking perpetrators. Like they make up a third of it. So it's not like, oh, a tiny little fraction, you know, it's a
Women
good
are
chunk of it.
33% of trafficking perpetrators.
Yeah,
I did not know that. Well, that's a
globally.
statistic.
So like not just the United States.
Right,
I don't globally, you know.
That is 1 out of 3 trafficking perpetrators
that's
is women.
Pretty
That's
high
crazy.
chances that you're gonna be
Yeah.
in the car with someone like that,
Yeah.
you know. And then I know I can already hear it. I can already hear the comments saying, "Well, but those are women that have no other choice. They're trying to do it for their kids and they're trying to get
They
food
have
for
no other
themselves and
choice
start a
other
life."
than traffic other people. Right.
Right. Sure.
Great
Okay.
excuse.
That is, again, a very small percentage of it, too. Over 70% of the women that go into this industry, into the sex trafficking industry, they are doing it to get drugs. So these are not your stand-up citizens. These are not your stand-up characters. These are not women that you should trust. So that right there, I don't understand why we're deciding that all other women automatically are trustworthy and will be safe with. Clearly not.
That's crazy you found that. I wonder what happened about that. Because remember, you heard that they were testing it and rolling it out in certain cities, like you said
Yeah.
last year, 2 years ago at this point.
Yeah.
Like, now it's nationwide. Now it's a full-on initiative from Uber, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
Like I feel like almost highlighting the problem makes it an even bigger problem. Yeah. So I just found that interesting. I don't think that this is a great thing that Uber is doing. I think it's just going to cause more issues, like we see with the bathrooms. Oh, well, anyone can use the bathroom, you know? Okay, well, if anyone can use it, then anyone can go in there. If anyone can claim they're a woman, then anyone can be a woman. And when we try to make these safe spaces for women, but then in the same breath we say that anyone can be a woman, then you're not really creating this safe, exclusive space, because
Yeah.
all we've harped about for the past 10 years is inclusivity. And now we're trying to be exclusive. Give me a break.
Well, the inclusivity doesn't work, and this goes beyond women. This goes beyond men. This is like your programs at work. This is racial inclusivity. This is class inclusivity.
Yeah.
This is all this stuff. But the point of it is, if you can't define what you're being inclusive about, there's actually nothing to include. There's nothing to exclude. There's nothing to include, because you don't know the
Right.
difference between anything. And the most
Yeah.
obvious thing that we have today is gender, right? Because that's what, you know, your gender, what you're born with. Well, you know, I think that's the most obvious example we have. But you can't, if you can't define something, if you don't know what something is, you can't separate it. And
Yeah.
when we live in this world today where everyone's included in all these different groups, well, except white people, they're not included in anything, but other people, they're all included in all these groups. You have to then define what's a qualifier to be in that group, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Who's allowed to
Yeah.
be, who's not allowed to be, why are they not allowed to be, what makes them different from
Yep.
people on the outside, like, and with gender, you don't have that. So
Right. If Uber's going to roll out this choice, this option that I can click to say I only want a women driver or I only want to pick up women passengers,
yeah,
what has qualified them as a woman? Because yeah, right, like you said, for the past how many years I've been told that anything can be a woman. That actually a woman is not really a thing. It's just in our heads.
what is a woman?
What is a woman?
Yeah.
So I'd like to see Uber answer that. If you're going to say
Yeah.
we're going to create this safe space for women, what is a woman then?
And then again, carry it to its logical conclusion. If women are allowed to decide who they want to ride with and who they want their drivers to be, then why is that not extended to other groups? Why is that not extended to
exactly.
language barriers, to people of different races and ethnicities wanting to ride with people that share their background? You know, like
Yeah. Yep.
it's, I'm not saying that that's like, oh, a great thing with that everyone's just separated and filtering who they want to ride with. But I'm saying if you're going to allow it for women, the natural conclusion of that would be choosing every single group and identity that you want to belong with and riding with that person, you know? So
Right.
I guarantee you, if this goes over like well for Uber, the next thing you'll see from this is LGBTQ or Black, 100%.
You're totally right.
Or
too.
Hispanic
You're totally
speaking.
right.
Hispanic speaking might be like,
Yeah.
I could see with the World Cup being here in the U.S. this summer, I could see them doing a Spanish speaking, you know, alternative ride,
1000%.
alternative driver, you know.
Yep,
Or I mean, there's going to
yep.
be lots of people from lots of different countries, not just Spanish speaking countries, but doing some sort of language filter, you know. So
Yep. No, but then we'll be bigoted. We'll be racist if we want to select English only.
no, it won't be an option. Like
It won't even be an option.
yeah. What is it on the phone? It's like press 1 for English. For Uber, it's just going to be like, sorry, you get what you get. Unless you don't want English,
Right.
then you can choose. Yeah,
Yep.
that's what it'll
Oh,
be.
totally.
No, and they'll say English, and then it'll be like, oh, hello, sir, how are you doing today? And it's like, I can barely understand you, bro. Like, I guess it's
Right.
English.
I guess it counts.
Thanks again for watching another episode of Propaganda. We hope you have a great Friday and enjoy the rest of your weekend. If you're interested at all in following some of our other content, we also post on TikTok, Instagram, X, and YouTube. So go give us a follow and a like down below.